All right, Paulus. I need you to do something for me. Take a look at this photo. It is picture day at my school. Do you notice anything off? All the girls in the class are in frilly dresses with lace collars, patent leather shoes, and then there's me. Now, I recognize that this photo is from the 1900s, as my children like to remind me. So I'll give you a closer look at my mother's fashion decisions. To be fair, I'm a working mother now, and I understand that sometimes we might just forget. Sometimes we might not have it in us to go all out. So maybe this is just a one-off. Maybe I'm overreacting, right? Nope. Different year, same outcome. Another sweatsuit. And this time, it even says sweats across the chest, so that you're not confused. Growing up, I used to ask myself, why did my mother send me to picture day looking like this? Did she forget it was picture day? But as an adult, I realized something special. My mother didn't forget. She knew exactly who her daughter was. She knew I hated dresses. In fact, the only reason why I wear dresses now is out of sheer laziness. My mother knew that she didn't want to teach me to fit into a mold. She wanted to encourage me to embrace being different. And if you look through the scrapbook of my life, you'll see that that theme has never changed. I'm different. Here's some photos of some hair decisions I've made in my life. Some creative, sometimes questionable. It's okay, you can laugh, I know. I've always leaned into what felt like me and not what felt like someone else. I have always accepted who I am from head to toe. Which leads me to my next topic, ugly shoes. I'm gonna share a story with you about my favorite shoes. When I first started teaching, I had this pair of black polka dot rain boots that I wore with everything. I wore them to work in professional clothes, dress clothes, you name it. Everybody thought they were hideous, but I didn't care because I liked them. And I also knew that no one would dare to wear them, especially not the way that I did. Then, one day, disaster struck. My favorite rain boots got a massive tear across the toe. Now, all of my friends and colleagues cheered and they laughed and they said, finally, you have to throw those hideous shoes away. But I didn't. Instead, I got out a roll of duct tape, patched up the toe, and kept on walking. Then one day, my friend, she found this exact same pair of boots on clearance at a random shoe store, and she bought them for me. And she said to me, listen, I still hate these shoes, but I can at least tolerate them without the duct tape. So, I know what you're thinking. You have a new pair of your favorite ugly boots. Now you can throw away the duct taped pair, right? Nope. I kept them both. I wore the duct tape shoes when I wanted to be a bit more edgy, and I wore the new ones when I wanted to be a bit more polished. Now, Miss Bennett, why are you standing on the stage today telling us about sweatsuits and ugly shoes? Because, Paulus, in life, the world will sometimes scream at you to blend in, to wear what everyone else wears, talk how they talk, to follow a pre-written script. But I learned in my life that the times that I stood out, the times that I had the greatest opportunities, and the times that made me memorable in room after room was when I didn't fit in. It's when I showed up exactly as myself and shared my unique perspective with the world. I stopped copying other people's scripts. And I realized something. I'm the blueprint. And you know what? So are you. When you accept that you are the blueprint, you stopped allowing other people to give you their narrow expectations on what you need to do to achieve. You realize that you don't need to fit in just one box. Here's a photo of me on a weekend in the United States. On the left, I am in full American football gear as a professional athlete, ready to hit, and I hit hard. That same weekend on the right, I am dressed up with mic in hand, preparing to sing at a wedding as a professional entertainer. If I would have listened to what people told me a woman, a teacher, a professional athlete is supposed to look like, I would have missed out on half my life. Me embracing my difference allowed me to be free. It allowed me to move through this world freely, to become a collegiate rugby player, a professional American football player, a singer, a teacher, a mascot, an international educator. Let me tell you something, Paulus. No one can do you better than you. And there's a superpower to being yourself. It's contagious. When you walk into the world uniquely yourself, you secretly give permission for other people to do the same. Your authenticity becomes their light. Look at these babies behind me. This is my competitive cheerleading squad from the United States. Now, have a look at these kids. They don't look like cheerleaders. And they wouldn't even have ever imagined that they would consider themselves cheerleaders because they don't fit the stereotypical mold. But that's okay because we weren't trying to be the stereotype. We created our own blueprint. We embraced our differences, our strengths, and our powers. And this team went on to be very successful. But more importantly, they were able to see the world in a way that they had never imagined. And they understood that they didn't need to adapt to the world. They needed to make the world adjust to them. When I became the first female American football coach in my high school, I didn't do it for the title. I did it because I wanted every boy on that field and every student in the stands to understand that leadership transcends gender. That I created the blueprint when I stepped into the role. And now, thousands of girls and women are taking the football field and manning the clipboards. That's the ripple effect. And that ripple effect started when my mother put me in those sweatsuits on picture day. It's the ripple effect that I see in my own household with my two beautiful children. I have two children who, because their mother wears ugly shoes and coaches football and lives her life out loud, they do the same. They sing whenever they feel like it, no matter about pitch or perfection, and they dance no matter who's watching. And it's because in our household, we teach them to embrace their difference. Because difference is celebrated, not hidden. So, to every young person trying to navigate the crowded corridors, and to every older student who's trying to figure out what you're supposed to be when you get out of school, I want you to remember this. The world doesn't need another copy. It is starving for originals. It urgently needs you to step up, take up space, and be uniquely yourself. Your quirks, your strange hobbies, your unique style, the way your brain works, those aren't flaws to be fixed. Those are the markers that make you, you. When you are yourself, you allow other people to be themselves. So you don't need a blueprint. Look in the mirror. You are the blueprint. Embrace being different. Wear your own version of ugly polka dot shoes and share your incredible, original self to the world because it needs you to be different. Thank you.